Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be reviewing the No Hard Feelings movie. I did see this in theaters. It's a weird movie, and I am glad that raunchy comedy movies are still a thing, yay. Even though I was kind of afraid how they were going to tackle the premise of this movie. Basically, main character is Jennifer Lawrence, best known as, who was she? She was someone in the Hunger Games, never seen the Hunger Games. Okay, she wasn't Katniss. I never seen the Hunger Games, so I have no idea. All I do know is that she was in the Hunger Games because someone told me. I looked up what the movie she was in, and Hunger Games was one of them. Alright, so the premise of the movie is, Jennifer Lawrence plays Maddie. She's having financial troubles basically she's trying to pay off the mortgage to her mom's home that she gave to her before she passed away. I will say some of the comedy did laugh. Like, most of the comedy in this movie is physical comedy. Jennifer Lawrence gets hurt a lot. She was lit on fire. She gets punched in the throat. What else happens to her? A lot. Oh, she gets pepper sprayed in the face and basically blasted in the face with a hose. No, the movie does have nudity in it, but it has full nudity. Jennifer Lawrence gets full blown naked, where you get to see everything, top and bottom, and that's the only nudity you get in the entire movie. It's a lot different than American Pie or other raunchy comedies where female characters just take their tops off just because. Literally every 10 or 20 minutes. This one only has one nudity scene in the entire movie, and it's roughly 30 minutes into the movie. And after that, it never happens ever again. Oh yeah, that scene is also followed up by her basically attacking people trying to steal their clothes, where she gets punched in the face. She gets, she does get into a fight, and she does get messed up a bit, but does come out on top. Alright, the main story. Another main character is Percy Him. He's 19, she's 32. Basically, Percy's parents put out a Craigslist ad. I don't know who uses Craigslist anymore, but they want to hire someone to quote unquote date their son. Basically, they want a female to sleep with their son to build his confidence and help him come out of his shell and be not an introvert. This sounds like it could have been an amazing 90s or 80s raunchy comedy movie. And I kind of wonder what it would have been like. Oh yeah, I already know what this would have been like. This movie is basically, Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey. The difference is Matthew's a 30-year-old man living with his parents. His parents want him to, move out of the house, leave the nest. So they hire a female to date him, build his confidence, and then get him to, leave the house so that they would move in together. She would dump him, and then, he's out of the house now. But she does end up falling in love with him, and they do end up together in the end. This movie, let's see. What was that guy? The guy Jimmy from The Mick is in this movie too. I liked him. I wish he had more to do, but I liked him. He's a funny guy. Let's see. The jokes are good, and I will give Maddie this, as she wasn't heavily relying on saying jokes that only certain people would get. For comedy, I feel like you have to do a variety, like make jokes that everyone can relate to and everyone can laugh at. Now, there is some controversy behind the movie. I think the big one would be maybe people were kind of complaining, saying that reverse genders and this would definitely be like illegal, or the male would be basically canceled immediately. But how do I feel about the movie? I mean, being an introvert, I used to be an introvert. It is good to come out of your shell, and they were worried is that if he goes to college the way he is, he probably wouldn't survive college or even survive being out there in the real world once he leaves college. They're afraid that people would walk all over him, or he probably wouldn't do well. Well, I will admit the parents are kind of in the right. They do worry about him. What I really like about the movie is the way it ends. The scene where both of them, like, he finds out his parents hired her. He gets angry, they have a fight, they go their separate ways. And they don't, like, immediately make up 5 minutes later. They do 15 minutes later, like, at the ending. Maddie gets her vehicle, which Percy destroys. Then she works hard and I like how Percy doesn't, like, give her the money to save her house, even though the family's rich. She earns the money the hard way, which I can respect. She didn't have to be bailed out. And I do believe if this movie was set in the 90s or 80s, I feel like Maddie would have been bailed out by Percy. He would have just gave her money to just save her house, and that's it. Like, she wouldn't learn no lesson. Actually, I don't know what lesson either. I mean, Percy did learn a lot of lessons. For one, he talked to his parents and told them, I don't want you helping me with every little thing. I want to fail. It is a little bit funny that they kind of sent one of his bullies to boot military camp for bullying their son. A little funny, but a little bit messed up at the same time. I definitely would like to rewatch this movie. I am going to review this movie again once I find no failure to launch and compare the two movies to see which one was a better movie. The movie is fun, and I am glad they did very well, and I am happy that the raunchy comedy genre is not dead. But I do have some problems. Some people complain that the movie played it dangerously safe, which I would say, yeah, raunchy comedies nowadays, we watching old raunchy comedy movies, a lot of the main characters are borderline illegal, and this would have put them in jail. They don't want the characters doing, or teaching kids like this is okay. Let's be honest, we know kids are going to be watching these, inappropriate movies. They'll find a way. Trust me, they'll find a way. I mean, you can try stopping them, but trust me, they find a way. They'll always find a way. Anyway, Although I am a little bit confused at the ending, like, does Maddie and Percy end up dating each other or actually get into a relationship? Percy does stay a virgin throughout the movie, which I like to say that's okay. Like, you don't... but it's weird when watching comedies for nothing like that to happen. But it does teach a lesson that you shouldn't rush it. Even though he wasn't rushing it, he was kind of pushing everyone away from him, which is worrying behavior. Like, Percy does not act like a typical normal, like he doesn't act like Stifler or Jim. That's Craven doing Luke stuff. She seems to be that character and tries to get him to, open up. And she does get him out of his shell. And the parents are happy. Percy learns to stand up for himself and learns to fail. And he wants to basically fail and learn from his failures. Though when we first meet Percy, it kind of contradicts him being an introvert. Like, he's playing online PlayStation, meaning, yes, he's still, like, he's interacting with other people, just not meeting them outside. But, yeah, I do like the movie. I wish it could have been more brave or had more balls and try out scenes that they were too afraid to show or do in the movie. Okay, there wasn't much race. Well, was there any racist comedy in it? No, which. There were no stereotypes. Were there stereotypes? No. I'm really hoping that I want to see more raunchy comedy movies in the future, and I'm hoping that it can be a new generation type. But most of the raunchy comedies I've been seeing nowadays they're playing it dangerously safe and not. They're not having nudity. They're not having the characters basically break into buildings or basically causing all kinds of crimes and causing mayhem. It's very limited and tame from what the 80s or 90s were. And it's probably for the best, because if they tried to recreate a movie from the 90s, that movie would have been canceled pretty much almost immediately. Or it would have been ripped apart by critics left and right. But yeah, I like No Hard Feelings. It's a nice movie. Alright, hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.